What's up? We got Legend of Tomorrow, Season 1, Episode 9, Left Behind. So this episode starts off with the guys getting attacked and leaving the team, and then Kronos takes Snart, and they're like, I like how he's like, hey, we left the ladies behind in 1958, and then Jack's like, whoa, Ray, and he's like, like I said, bitch calling Ray a girl. Take that, Ray. I still don't like him. And yeah. So then we see Sara. So then we see Sara, Ray, and Kendra all playing like a Monopoly style. And he's like, I got the time beacon ready, and Sarah's like, hey, you need to move on with your life, Ray. The legends are dead. They're not coming back for us. They haven't been captured. If they haven't come back for us, it means they're dead. And as long as you need to move on with that, you can accept that. That means you can move on. So, yeah. So then she's like, hey, where are you going? She's like, somewhere where I belong. So then we pass 2 years to 1960, where we see Ray as a professor with his librarian girlfriend Kendra, and he meets Bill Gates' father. We saw his name is Mr. Gates, and so as Ray's about to propose, the legends come back, and they're like, hey, Snart's gone missing, and they're like, why would Kronos take Snart? Wouldn't he want to take you? And then we order Snart, where he's like, hey, you could have taken Rip back there, only to reveal that's actually Mick as Kronos. And he's like, yeah, I'm surprised you never figured this out. Oh, he's supposed to be the dumb one. And yeah, so he reveals that when he was like, kill him, if he wants to kill him, just kill him. And he's like, sorry about this, and fires off a missed shot. And that's when the Time Masters found Mick, but we don't know how they found Mick. They just found Mick. We don't know how they found Mick. They just did. Okay? How? Why? Okay? How'd they find him? They just did it, and they made him to act like them and think like them, and now he's a Kronos. So they're like, hey, we have to find Sara. And he's like, where's Miss Land? And she's like, she said she had to go somewhere where she belonged. And he's like, okay, but then and he's like, where would you want to go where you belong in 1960? And she's like, there was only one place Sara thought home, the League of Assassins. So then we see Sara, and she's training under Ra's al Ghul and his daughter, Talia. Yeah, Talia al Ghul. Not Nyssa. In 1960, Nyssa has yet to be born, so it's Talia, and it's Talia as a child. When will we see a adult version of her? Who knows? And yeah, when we finally get to see adult Talia, I hope we can see the Al Ghul sisters fight or something. People can dream. And yeah, so they're like getting and she's like, hey. And he's like, there's only one named Talia Fair. And he's like, that's Sarah's League of Assassins name. It means Arabic for canary. We already know that. And he's like, this is Sarah's joined the League of Assassins 50 years before she initially joined. But doesn't mean Sarah didn't. Does that mean they have now records of this, or are they just gonna erase it from the timeline? Who knows? Okay. So, anyway, so they go, and they're like, hey, so Rip reveals that he did, his graduate thesis on the League of Assassins, so he knows all about them, and yeah, so then, the Time Master's AI is like to make the legends have gone to 1969 to part bomb. And he's like, Santa Claus. So they go, and literally, and they fly two of the yeah. So he's like, Sarah, and she's like, where? And she's like, I'm so glad I found you. And she starts saying, so she's like, intruders, alert, intruders, protect Ra's al Ghul in Arabic. Good, we have subtitles so I can actually understand what this actually means. Yeah, so she's like, intruders, alert, protect Ra's al Ghul, protect Ra's al Ghul. I think that's what she said. So yeah, she's like, and she's like, and then they reveal that as that the reason why she hasn't been able to enter Hawkeye is because Sarah has forgotten about her previous life, and yeah, so he's like, hey, I request you to trial by combat, and he's like, yeah, but you'll be fighting Sarah, and he's like, I thought I'd be fighting you, and he's like, you. And she's like, I request Kendra. And he's like, really? And she's like, I accept. And he's like, Kendra, are you crazy? And he's like, Kendra, Master Kendra train Kendra to control her hawk side. So Kendra can convince Sarah to give into her human side. So they get into a fight, and she's like, Sarah, you're not gonna kill me. You're not an assassin. You're the White Canary. And that, I guess that snaps Sarah out of it, because now she's back to her normal self. And that's when Kronos shows up and blasts them, and she's like, what? And Sarah's like, wait, and gives them something. So they get into a fight, and they get into a fight, like, they get into a fight, and yeah, they get into a fight, and then he's like, don't kill Kronos, and he's like, don't kill him, don't kill Kronos, and he's like, are you seriously? Don't kill Kronos, and he's like, he's not Kronos, show him, and then and they reveal it's Mick, and yeah, so Sarah's like, hey, Sarah, I released you to go by your previous life and previous name. And she's like, hey, in 2008, send your daughter to a place called Lian off in the North China Sea. And he's like, why would I send Talia to such a place? And she's like, not Talia, your daughter yet to be born. I think you'll call her Nissa. Did Sarah just mess up the timeline by telling Roz stuff that's gonna happen? So then Kendra has the idiotic question, when they're saying about, he's like, I didn't say he was dead or not, and she's like, yeah, and also now, yeah, and she has the idiotic question of saying, he killed all this. I'm just like, Kendra, he was with you when that happened. He was fighting alongside you. What dumb line they had to write into it. And then he's like, yeah, no, that wasn't that Kim. He was fighting alongside it. Thank you, Martin. Yeah, but we still don't know who that Kronos is. So yeah, so they're like, we gotta attack Savage. We're going to 21 to 47? 21, 60, 21, 47, yeah. So, yeah, that was an episode. It was pretty good. I enjoyed it. It was really good. I didn't like that question Kendra said, Mick killed Aldous. Because I'm like, you were there. You saw him. He was with you. Why do you think he killed Aldous? That is just dumb decision making, Kendra. You think just because you were in the Kronos, he was with you, and also, who was that Kronos that actually did kill Aldous and hold Rip to gunpoint? Who was that? Is Mick his successor? Did they demote that Kronos and hire Mick to an upper level? And yeah, so now they want to reform Mr. Rory. That part doesn't get me. I'm just like, oh, next episode of Arrow is the big one. the episode that I didn't talk about because of how bad it is. Yeah, but anyway, next superhero is, well, look at my baby. Look at my baby. I bring in my baby driver. But anyway, yeah, Sarah, I thought seeing Matt Noble back as Ra's al Ghul is pretty good. He was pretty good Ra's. So did Sarah just do that thing where she made the timeline so she was always part of the League? I have no idea. But anyway, that's it for this video, and I'll see you next time for more Legends of Tomorrow. Pew!